what's the hardest and easiest thing about learning Thai?
Oh, okay. So the hardest thing has to be the tones. Okay. Obviously, English is not a tonal language. So right from the beginning, it's so difficult to hear the tones. So you have to begin right from the beginning by being able to distinguish the tones, because if you can help listen and distinguish the tones just by listening, that's like the stepping stone to then be able to actually pronounce these tones, say these tones correctly. So that has to be the hardest thing, the tones, and really understanding of like how high tone works, mid tone, low tone. Yeah, it took me so long and I just didn't get it. I remember simple word like ron, like a high tone, even if I teach like my friend or and they like, okay, teach me something like, what does hot mean? I'm like, ron. And they're like, ron. It takes a long time to be able to understand how you go up. It really takes time, and it's by listening and copying, because the more you listen, then you're going to internalize it, and then obviously it will help with your output. So 100% the tones are the hardest thing, but they're so important.
And there's so many tones as well. I think the hardest part for a lot of international people is like ga, 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 ga. It's not just, in English, it's like intonation is like, are you hungry? Or something like that. It's just kind of like one step, right? But there's like 5 steps that you can go, and a lot of exceptions, right?
So, that is the hardest part, but also the most important part of learning Thai language. So I think that part is kind of quite difficult to overcome at the beginning. I know that people kind of start to learn Thai language and then they feel so overwhelmed and they may give up. But if you can be patient at the beginning with these tones and learning the alphabet, you've got it guys.
สำหรับThai viewers for the Thai viewers สำหรับคนไทยที่กำลังดูอยู่ตอนนี้นะคะภาษาไทยก็ไม่ง่ายเลยนะภาษาไทยก็ไม่ง่ายเหมือนกันเนาะเพราะฉะนั้นเราสามารถเรียนภาษาอะไรก็ได้ไม่มีภาษาที่แบบแบบมันง่ายไปหมดแล้วก็ไม่มีภาษาที่มันยากจนเกินไปในทุกๆด้านนะคะ How about the easiest thing?
The easiest thing is probably actually just learning vocabulary. So once you have the foundation, like I said, of the alphabet, of the tones, Thai vocabulary is just, for me, it's not that difficult to remember. I find Thai words are quite short, and I find that many words kind of are put together. For example, a word like refrigerator. In English, we have to learn the word refrigerator or fridge.
Right.
But in Thai, you just have tu yen. Okay, so tu meaning box, yen meaning cool, the cool box. So it's like this kind of thing that there's kind of like a system, and sometimes if I don't know the word, I can guess it, not always correct, but I can guess it by explaining it in very simple terms, because that's how many Thai words are put together, just by putting together very short words to becoming a slightly longer word.
It just, you can guess it. It makes sense.
It does. Exactly. It makes sense.
ถ้าได้ประโยชน์จากวิดีโอนี้ชอบเนื้อหาแบบนี้กด subscribe กดไลค์กดกระดิ่งแจ้งเตือนจะได้ไม่พลาดคอนเทนต์ต่อไปของฝรั่งอังมอให้ทุกคนได้เรียนรู้และเก่งขึ้นไปด้วยกันนะคะ Happy learning